I've not done much to this reel except I did basically add a very similar handle and knob to the other LingL. That's our MK9L. Haven't had a chance to use it yet. It's winter here, snow everywhere, so I do like this reel. After, I guess, I don't know, playing with it, messing with it, I think they're coming from the same place that's making these reels, and so yeah. Do I want to mess around with switching gear ratios and all that? Probably not. I will find a purpose. So far, this may be going on the Teton 661. That probably, it was kind of a toss-up between this reel and this reel. This reel, unless I get an aftermarket, one of those spools for like 50 bucks, it's not really capable of throwing as low as this. Even though this is a couple grams heavier than the LingL, it still will outcast this guy right here on the littlest stuff. I'm not saying it's definitely not a better reel probably, but for what it is capable of doing, it'll probably do it. So anyway, that was in our last unboxing. And why am I talking about it? Because we've got another unboxing and another LingL variant to look at and discuss, right? Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. So, let's get by the little stuff first. Let me find my knife. Okay, got it. And yes, they sent all 4 of these things. We got 4 packages today, and all 4 were sent combined together. So we're going to start with, ooh, my little snaps made it. What's funny is I've got my expensive Kyram rod that I ordered, trout rod, it's overdue. The Corrado BFS is overdue. And the other, more of a true like Steez knockoff, that other Black Kingdom reel, it's overdue. But I ordered, let me make sure that nothing else in here. Don't worry. That maid will get that stuff. So I ordered some little bitty guys, and these are the 000s. I couldn't remember but that's what I use kind of if I'm going to creeks and streams. They look big on the camera. But those little guys are kind of your very light line. Definitely I wouldn't recommend anything over 6-pound test with these little ones. Then there should be let's see what we got here. Yeah, there's my regular, what I would call, hang on, let me look here. Okay, while I'm doing the unboxing, I'll tell you real quick what I use them for. Put them in order. I ordered a couple packs of everything. But that is definitely, and I don't even go by the ratings anymore, what they recommend at. I just go by looking at them and knowing that thing, 10-pound test, probably 8 will straighten that out, or possibility of straightening it out before the, 6, probably 10 or 8 would break. So therefore, there's no way I'm going to tie one of those on to any thing heavier than, say, 6-pound. Probably better to go with like a 4, to be safe. But then you got the 000s, which, and this is probably where I would get to the 6-pound, 6 and 8-pound, possibly 8-pound test to the 000s. And it just kind of depends. Maybe only 6-pound. It kind of depends on where you're going to. If you're going to a place where there's typically could be something big, you may want to skip all those little 000s and even the zeros and go straight to the number 1s. So yeah, I ordered 2 of everything. Now this is what, the number 1s is probably the main ones I use. Because they are small enough, you can get by with throwing them, even with some of the smallest baits, except for the very little, like 1.5 little crank here that we've destroyed. Like those little guys, they kind of need the double or triple zeros. But then the zeros. But I kind of go based off of line and lure, kind of the combination of those 2 factors, in deciding what I'm putting on. But here, my shaky heads, they start out with the number 1. Now, if I decided I wanted, for whatever reason, use, which you don't really have a need, those shaky head jigs aren't, the hook's not quite stout enough for anything bigger than, say, 10 pound, maybe 12 pound test. But when I go with 15 pound test, there's actually a size up from that. Like the number 2 is what I would use, which I've got plenty of those. I got a whole bunch of red ones, though I didn't buy any more, when I'm going with like 15 pound tests. So basically, number 2 are for 15 pound test, for how I fish. Number 1s are for the 10 pound test, and then the 000, double zeros, and zeros are kind of for just anything in between. Now, if I got 10 pound test on, but I'm throwing little bitty cranks, like say on a CU double, I'm probably good with that. Like this kind of crank on the CU double, set the drag accordingly. I'm probably good with the zeros. But if I'm going 00 or 000, I'm throwing 6 pound test or lighter. Now, you can still throw occasional big bait, but you know, you don't want to tie one of these on with 4 pound test or 6 pound test, just like you don't want to tie a bait on that same thing if it's a big bait, you know, like this. Not saying you can't, but I don't know if I'd want to try to set the hook on 2 pound test, even though they're treble hooks. You're better off to, you know, heavy up the line. So anyway, that was a long-winded deal just talking about these. So my snaps, and I do use snaps. I know somebody out up there in YouTube land's going, oh my God, you didn't rate it as. It may say it's good for 10, 15, whatever, but a 000, I'm telling you, very light. No heavier than 6, probably not even that. Probably like 4 or 2 pound or 1 pound test. And then your zeros and double zeros are probably okay for 8, definitely 6, and depending on what you're doing. But then number 1's where I start out with the for sure go-to 10 pound test. I've never had one of these straighten out using 10 pound test. 15 pound test, these are probably still, technically would probably still be okay, but there's a size up, the size 2. I like to run a little bit bigger when I got my 15 pound, throwing the 1/2 ounce chatterbaits, spinner baits, 3/4 ounce rattle traps, all that kind of stuff. These would probably swing it, but I usually don't take that chance. Would I still throw one if that's all I had and I'm like, oh, where'd my other ones go, or I was out wherever? Yeah, probably. All right. This next package should be baits. I know we're getting to reels. Hang on. Or a reel. I don't want to cut myself with my knife. Nothing in there. Here we go. Yeah, these are what I plan on using. I know they're not real small, but these little pencil walking baits or whatever, I feel they're pretty cheap too. And we'll have to see how they work, but I mean, they look good. The colors look good. That reminded me of Mega Bass's white python, except not near as much black, you know what I'm saying? But that crackly look to it. Let it focus. That crackly look, a little bit of an orangish red up on around the gills. And then of course, Fire Tiger. You cannot fish with Charles without having a Fire Tiger, because he could throw a Fire Tiger on and start tearing you up. And if you may not catch nothing, but you at least want to try it with him. And then just kind of a natural color. But I plan on upping there's nothing wrong with my topwater BFS game, but it's strictly pretty much poppers, and I can tear them up with poppers. But I'm trying to go away with, you know, other baits, little bitty small buzz baits, some like walking type baits. I don't know if I want to go to them little frogs, because honestly, setting hooks on frogs can be tough. So we got these little baits. The hooks don't look bad. They almost look like they could be a touch bigger, but they look good. If you guys can make out those hooks actually look pretty good. They look close to the quality of when you get the good Dr. Frankensteins that are good hooking baits. So those are actually very good, and I don't even remember the price, but you know, if I got them, they weren't that expensive. They look good for the size too. Definitely, you know, like a light and ultralight tips, like that right there, easily on the CU double, the John Koo, all of those, the Toma, the Teton Light 661. Probably a little too light for anything heavier than that, like the Conquerors or your medium lights. That might be. But if it's a, you know, any of a moderate rod, just like your normal trebles that you can set the hook, would probably be good. I think I'm gonna have fun with these this coming spring. All right, I'm setting on my baits over here. Now, the smallest reel in the world. No, that is not a reel. This should be that handle I talked to you guys about. If you guys follow the channel, you remember when I had the computer out here and we were looking at that one. And I told you got to watch. They'll be marked. They'll say they're 90 millimeters or 100 or whatever, and they're measuring them wrong. They'll show you even in the picture that they totally don't know how to measure a handle. So hopefully that's what this is. And yep, that's what this is. Sealed fresh for quality. Let's just get it out. It definitely, I call it, it looks better in person. And it's definitely short. I know a lot of you guys don't like short handles, but I do. Now they also, I'm pretty sure you can find this on other brands. This is Kawa, but I think they're also, this same handle's made, and it'll be called, something starts with an R, I can't remember. There's several of them on there, different lengths if you want a different length one. But I think I'm gonna like that. I don't like that. Look at that. That thing won't spin for nothing. And I think I'm gonna like these. I think I'm gonna have to reshape them how I reshape them. So anyway, slap that bad boy right on a LingL. Little kind of power speed crank handle. I think they're bearings, but I think this one is shimmed. It's too tight, like they got too many shims in it. Feels like it's bound up. Don't be alarmed. Kids are outside in the middle of winter playing basketball, and that was a ball hitting the garage door. Hang on a second. I got it. This is, before we go to a reel, this is killing me right here. And some of you guys want to see how these are made, right? Now you can do this different ways. Some of these are so cheap. I just use a coin. Pop that handle out, and then we can see if they're. Nope, those Chinese, they don't believe in glue. I'm telling you guys. So technically, you could just do what I'm doing right here, that quick. Hang on, I'm trying to find something here. That quick, seriously, that quick. And that's too much. It's too much blingy yellow. Hang on, that one fits kind of tight. I know, seriously, hang on, I know it's a live stream. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Let's see if this guy will fit. So yeah, you could real quick just pop on whatever else different knob that you've made or whatever, but I plan on cutting these down. See, so now I got this. I'll stick that on that deal, Dremel it to the shape, because I don't think I'll like it that big. See how big around that is? That's pretty, it's a pretty big. Now, if you want that, but me, I typically don't want that. Like that right there would be how I will try to shape that, similar to that. Or you could already have your EVA if you don't want that. This is that like rubberized press cork stuff. But this one, all right, somebody commented, what do we got here? I was just looking, whoa, torque pair with the Bass Pro Craft. Yeah, Matt Burns said he was just looking at getting the Turquoise Fox to pair up with what? Bass Pro Crappie Max Rod. I don't think I've seen that one. So let's just see what these bait casting reel handles are made of. And so far, all of them I've come across are the same way. Okay, this one is different. This is like a Shimano. See how far out that is? So actual Daiwa knob, the only way it'll fit on here is without a bearing on the inside. That's the only way possible to get it. So see how they got that shimmed with one bearing? And I'll try to show you, I think I got all my handles used up now, but I think I took one off. Here's part one. This is cutting off to the single lifestyle. That's what's left on the other side. But there's a difference if you've got Daiwa or Shimano. That's the only difference. Let it focus. See how it's got that extra, it sticks out so far that with the Daiwa knob, you can't put a bearing on each end like you normally would. Now with the Shimano knob, you can. And that's what the way this style is, or Shimano knobs come. Abu Garcia knobs are totally out of the mix on these. You can't, as far as I know, I mean, I've never tried to track down different bearings that will work. So evidently they had this shimmed up way too tight. See how the shims they had on the end? So then that'll leave you with extra shims. That's actually not a bad thing. So, and you can play around and get it to where there's no slop, you know, whatsoever. Oh boy. So basically just put it back together. How it came off would leave a shim out. In this case, we're leaving two just to see if that is what it needs, because there's a possibility this other one needs a shim taken out too. So just pop her back together. Okay, see there's a little bit of play, but it did free it up. So if you wanted to get rid of that little wiggle, you'd try to go put one more shim back in. And I think this one, there's like no play, and it spins, but it's not really as free as I think it should be. But anyway, I will probably go whoop, take that off, order me about 4 more of those, because just getting a 80 millimeter carbon fiber handle is hard to do. And for $12, I'll have all this extra stuff to go with it. Or 13, I don't know. It not very expensive for what you get there. I know these look kind of funky, but I'll shave them down or just use something I already have and be game over, right? I think this one's too long. Yeah, that one's too long. I could make it fit. But if you had, say you wanted red and gold, slap a red one on. That's probably a little too much of a clash there. All right, I'm back. One more to go. We're just to handle off to the side, but that's pretty good. I mean, well, real quick. Pretty thick, pretty good, looks good. I mean, the quality doesn't look bad. This is a black, and it's actually adjustable if it's cut out. So it will also, you could, if you had one that fit that, and then this black one could be used. I wish they would have made it gold. I don't know why they didn't. But yeah, see, that's the first one I've seen made quite like that. See how it's made like that? So it will fit on different ones or whatever. So anyway, pretty good build quality. Let's go to every place you order from. I can't remember if I got this from the Time or not, but almost every reel I've been getting from AliExpress doesn't have to come from the Time, and it has the Time cardboard or styrofoam cooler thing to it, like this thing here. So anyway, this is the reel you've all been waiting for. Let's just see.
Yeah.
There it is. What do you guys want?
Where are we going to eat?
Oh, I forgot I ordered that too.
Yeah.
If you guys remember right, I got one of those free with when I got the other LingL and the other Black Knight too and stuff I ordered. But I had ordered that color, and I've also ordered another color because they feel very good. They're real like, I don't think they're true like Elastec, but they feel very good. Should be able to catch a fish with that. Noah's laughing at me. What's that, Noah?
Huh?
You don't think I can catch a fish?
What?
No, you can't.
Is that a challenge? What happened to your hair? Javier's got some wild hair going on.
Oh,
Stick your head down that camera and
no.
show
No,
folks at
I
home.
don't like.
Wild hair. So, brought to you in part by The Time. Thanks for taking the time to check out this one. Ooh, look at that. You know what I just noticed? These goofballs. I'm gonna smack somebody right in the face. Look what they sent me. Does that look like a right-handed reel to you?
Mm-hmm.
What a freaking joke.
Well, this way.
What a freaking joke. I gotta get back on there. I know I ordered right hand. I've never made the mistake and ordered a left-handed reel.
Let me see it.
And I noticed they're out of right-handed ones.
See it.
Oh my God. What a freaking letdown.
Spider-Man.
I ain't even gonna pull it out of its freaking thing.
Yes, he did, bro.
What a freaking letdown.
I watched the movie where.
It's marked right on it, left hand.
Lorenzo, Niccolo, and the girls.
I watched.
Oh my God.
No, you didn't.
He died. So. Dad,
Have you watched the new
Left
Spider-Man?
hand. I ordered a right hand 100% for sure.
He
Trust
died,
me, it's
guys.
taken a month or so to get this thing. I've looked at it and checked it. Wrong reel.
Dad, have you watched Spider-Man yet?
Well, I gotta go. At least we got a good handle and a couple good baits. I'm actually very excited to try these out.
Oh, I'm excited too.
These are very,
Oh boy.
should be very, if they work similar, somewhat right. All right, guys. Bad news.
Playing on the game, Javier.
Stay tuned. I was planning on doing some swapping around and different stuff tonight, but I'm going to get on that freaking thing and contact the store I got this from and give them a little piece of my mind. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, you fish lefty? Well, I'll probably be sending it back to him. Right now, though, you can get the, and that's what I was looking at. They were out of right hands. You can get the left-handed ones for like $55 right now. They're, I guess, trying to sell them out. And evidently, they ran out of right, and they just sent me one like, oh, I'll just send you one. He'll be all right. I think I need an intervention when it comes to live feeds. You're lucky I don't do more live feeds. I could do like one every hour, on the hour. But I try to do the unboxings just so you guys can see what I got as I get it. That way, in case I forget and I just pop out with something, you're like, where'd you get that at? How long have you had that? Well, I don't know. So anyway, that was a letdown. I guess for you guys that do fish this handed, because this, and if you guys didn't watch the video I just dropped today, the LingL video, but I did throw in where I was fishing with the reel I bought from Jay when I bought 3 reels. It is a whole nother world when you're trying to, even adjusting, for those of you guys that don't know, like all the adjustments, everything's different. I guess I might as well look at it.
No, because he is. Because he was in Hawk School. Remember?
It's definitely a darker green,
They were looking at.
but it's kind of a metallic green. It is a good green.
They were checking on.
It's a little darker than I thought it would be.
Wait, you need to settle down a little bit. Not settle.
That green kind of...
Oh.
Okay, I'm having interruptions over here. That is a very cool handle where they put the... If you guys remember right back in the day, they used to... Oh, shoot. ZPI, somebody had the handles like this. Very expensive, but it's a straight handle, which I do not like straight handles. at all. So what my plans are, when I get the right one, I'm going to switch the LingL parts around. I'm going to basically put everything on this LingL into the turquoise fox, side plate,
Let me see it.
this side spool, this little top plate. I will pop off, switch around. So you'll basically have a LingL with the green frame. I'm going to take what's left of the green, which actually I'm using everything but this handle assembly, which I don't even know what I'm doing with it. Just set it off to the side because I don't like straight handles. And the aluminum piece on the side plate, and this I plan on de-anodizing, so it's not green anymore. Polishing up the silver, and I'm going to try to leave the black and just de-anodize the green. Because my plan for this reel,
No, he's not.
with maybe this spool or the other spool that it does come with, which I think is the exact same spool as a GH100, should maybe not quite as good. But my plan is to put this on a 13 fishing rod and use it for, we'll see how well it hangs. If it's tough enough for 15-pound test, throwing chatterbaits and all the regular stuff, you know, it does have a clicker. But man, that is a freaking letdown. You know how it's not that big a deal if it was a Japan thing that took 3 to 5 days, but you're talking, I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know. I just turned 50. I don't know if I got enough life in me to wait for another freaking AliExpress hiccup. They got to send me the right thing. I think honestly, the way it looks right now, like I don't know, it'll look better once you can. I can't add anything to it because it's the wrong. But just picture that green with all the silver surrounding it, and a little bit. There won't be a lot, but well, yeah, there'll be, you know, the normal gold bling. But I'll probably do away with those knobs. It'll be more like this. I think it'll make it look cool. That's the plan. The plan is on hold. I love it when a plan comes together. This plan has shot craps. And I don't even know where those other reels, the last, and that's one thing that's, all right, I'm out of here. But yeah, apparently U.S. Customs where all my other stuff is. U.S. Customs where all my other stuff is. It shows it made it, you know, and it is. It shows it made it, you know, and it's here, it's in the States, but like December 20th was the last data that they put out. So it's definitely had time to get here, but if they're just holding it and it hasn't been sorted out as far as I know, it could be sitting on a container, I don't know. But anyway, I'll be honest, I'm starting to get let down by some of this stuff that's taking place here dealing with AliExpress, from the heavier spools to the just crazy long month and a half to some of this stuff has taken 2 months. And what's funny is the cheapest stuff pops right up. Even actually this reel, if they would have got it right, was one of the cheapest ones, and it made it quicker than the $180 whatever Corrado BFS, the $200 trout rod, my $140 feeling rod, the purple one you guys have seen videos already. That thing took forever to get here, longer than any of the other rods. The cheapest rod that I bought was $13 and it was here in 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. From AliExpress in the winter, he goes, I don't even look at it in the summertime when I need something fairly quick. But yeah, anyway, stay tuned. A lot more coming. 30-minute video. I'm out of here. But yeah, the green machine is the wrong handle for me. And I already tried to check that video I just dropped today. You'll see me struggling trying to throw that casting Zephyr in a left-handed model.